Very nice to see you today. My name's Tom Hiles, and I'm Vice Chancellor for University Advancement. And I got to tell you, I always make the crack about this is our favorite thing to do, but particularly this week, I am so grateful to Jeanne and Rex for allowing us to do this publicly. That's not necessarily their interest, but they were nice enough to allow us to do this today. So I'm very pleased today. In a minute, I'm going to introduce our Chancellor, who's going to make the announcement for the day, and then the Dean of the College of Arts and Science, Dr. Mike O'Brien, will speak on behalf of the college. And then we'll be hearing from Jeanne Sinkfield as well, who will respond. And finally from Dr. Julia Gaines, who oversees our music program. I did want to briefly introduce Jeanne and Rex's children, who are here, very special guests with us today. Katie and Randy, would you please stand and be acknowledged, please? Thank you. As you know, on October 8th, I know it seems like about 25 years ago, but on October 8th, we did announce, and it was a really fun evening too, I'll tell you that. We announced a campaign, a $1.3 billion campaign. Dr. Jeanne Sinquefield is a member of our campaign cabinet and has been a loyal supporter of the university's progress throughout that process, she and Rex both. We announced that evening also that $660 million had been raised toward that effort. Now nearly $700 million has now been raised toward that $1.3 billion goal. And this is especially important to note when, in terms of all the revenue picture, I would say nationwide campaigns are increasingly important. So that's why we're particularly pleased to announce this today. So with no further ado, we will do a little presentation at the end of this, but we won't be taking questions from the media after the remarks. We will have time informally to do that after the ceremony is over. So with no further ado, let me introduce our Chancellor, Dr. Hank Foley.
Tom, thanks very much for that introduction. I appreciate it. Thanks to all of you for being here today. I'm just curious, how many of you are from the music school, either as students or as faculty? Thank you. You're the reason we're here today, right? Your work, your effort, your intellectuality. Thank you very much for that. We're excited and we're humbled by the opportunity to announce this very generous gift. It's an important time of philanthropy at our university, as you know. Gift announcements are always very exciting because they offer inspiring possibilities as well as an affirmation of the work of the university, its faculty, and most of all, its students. Today's celebration is a special gift because the gift I'm announcing today matches the donor's passion for music and creativity within Mizzou's strengths in these areas. We're a comprehensive, outstanding university, and the arts and the fine arts have to be a part of that mix at a university such as ours. It also reasserts the Sinkfeld's belief and pride in MU during what are obviously rather challenging times. So today we celebrate Jeanne and Rex's tremendous generosity. The gift is not their first gift. In fact, it's not even the first time the Sinkfelds have given to this school this year, which is pretty astonishing. They began investing in us over 10 years ago, and together we have had great success in putting Mizzou on the map for music composition. For people who like music and math, these two things go together rather beautifully. Jeanne is passionate about music. I think she's pretty good at math too, based on my conversations with her. She plays in 2 orchestras herself, but she saw an area where she could help Mizzou become stronger. She's been quoted on many occasions that her goal is to make MU a mecca for music composition. To help us get closer to that goal, she and Rex partnered with the School of Music to create the Mizzou New Music Initiative in 2009. In subsequent years, the Sinkfelds have seen fit to increase their support for MU in general and the School of Music in particular. including a gift last spring to help fund the construction of a new School of Music building. I can't wait to see that happen. Today, I'm happy to announce that the Sinkfields have given an additional $2 million in support of the Mizzou New Music Initiative. Jeanne and Rex, on behalf of MU, please allow me to offer my sincerest thanks to you for this gift, which will indeed advance and enhance the education and performance of music at MU. From the news release, we know the Sinkfeld's most recent gift helps position the music school as a recognized leader in composition nationally and throughout the world. By combining their love of the arts with their financial support to MU, the Sinkfelds have found a meaningful way to showcase their passion for musical composition and their love of performance arts. Jeanne and I agree it's really all about the bass. We're grateful. She plays that instrument, and you could see that on YouTube. Okay, yeah. So we're very grateful for their generosity and for their leadership in supporting the arts here in Missouri, nationally and internationally. What a splendid day. I really can't find the words to capture it. So now, here to share more about the gift and the impact on the College of Arts and Science is my good friend, Mike O'Brien, Dean of the college. Mike, it's all yours.
Thank you, Chancellor Foley. I want to share with you but a few examples of how Jeanne and Rex's gift will impact the School of Music and the New Music Initiative. This is the third gift that the Sinkfields have given for that program. It will provide stipends to 7 graduate teaching assistants with the New Music Ensemble while subsidizing travel and recording expenses for the ensemble. It will allow us to continue funding for 2 full tuition undergraduate composition scholarships annually and will add, for the first time, 1 runner-up scholarship each year. It will provide increased funding for Alarm Will Sound, which the New York Times calls, quote, the future of classical music and the very model of a modern music chamber band. It will also provide funding for the Missouri International Composers Festival, which will be held here this July. This prestigious week-long event brings the best resident and guest composers together to collaborate on new works. It will culminate July 30 at the Missouri Theater when Alarm Will Sound will perform 8 world premiere compositions. The gift also will provide support for a full-time, non-tenure track faculty member, as well as support for a full-time staff member, adjunct faculty, and a postdoctoral fellow, which are so rare in the arts but are becoming absolutely necessary for what we need to do. One direct offshoot of the Sinkfield support is the recent creation of the student-led New Music Ensemble, Exit 128, which by coincidence is another name for the Highway 63 exit off of Interstate 70. Exit 128, directed by Travis Hurd, just returned from a week-long trip of Arizona, Colorado, and Oklahoma, performing at universities in each state. This is just the short list of how Jeanne and Rex Sinkfield's generosity has benefited the School of Music, the College of Arts and Science, the university, and the entire community. It's impossible, as Chancellor Foley said, to overstate how grateful we are for everything they've done for us and for all they continue to do for this great university. I'm very pleased to echo Tom that Katie is here with us today for this special announcement. Thank you all for coming. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce my friend, Dr. Jeanne Sinkfield. Jeannie.
I guess we have a lot of music lovers out here, huh? When I started this was in 2005, and we started out with a real small thing. It was a K-12 competition for composers. Kids got cash prizes, the music programs got cash prizes. After the first year, we started a high school summer camp. And then the students at Mizzou came to me and said, "What about us?" So that's why we have this expansive program. We have, scholarships for grad students in performance. We have scholarships for undergrad in composition. We have staff support. We have recordings. We have lots of focus to make Missouri a first-class place for composition. And to give you sort of a sense of what we're doing, and because you always want to look at the people involved. So I want to just sort of start first. It's not just students. The faculty have been commissioning new pieces of music with a little mini grant I have. And I see Leo out there, and is Julia Rosenfield here, and Paul Crabb, and Bill Klinko, and Dr. Willett. They've all been commissioning new pieces just for their areas, but it makes them better, our composers, better composers. And then we have our new music ensemble, which is over here, which Jose isn't playing today. Is it? Jose, are you playing? No percussion? Okay. He just won he's also a composer. He went to the International Composer Festival, but he also won a competition recently from the LA Philharmonic. So we're the best. Okay? So we also, and some of you have probably come to our concerts, we have the Sinkfield Prize, where a student gets to write an original piece for either orchestra, band, or choir, and it's performed at the Chancellor's concert. That started in 2006 with Patrick Dell, a variety of people. Stephanie Berg, who was our winner in 2009, had her piece played by the St. Louis Symphony a couple of years ago, the piece that she wrote for our International Composer Festival. Students never, faculty never, except for one exception. Our own faculty is having his piece played by the St. Louis Symphony, which I think, did I commission that piece? Relic Dreams? He's having his piece played by the St. Louis Symphony in April. So not only we are amateurs and we're students and we're grad students, we're in the pros. We're the best. So, and we've been winning some other things. Right now we have 7 scholarship students for composition. And if they could sort of raise their hand, there's Aaron. Is Aaron here? And Hans. Where's Hans? And Alex. Did they come? Did the composition students come? They're supposed to be here for a picture. Oh, they're in class. Oh, they got to do work. Dustin, Trey, Aaron. Where's Aaron? Or Dustin? Okay, and then Benno's here. Okay, and Benno's, we're going to play this piece in a little bit because, Mizzou is always the best in everything they do. He won his piece that he wrote for the Sound of Forest Park, a concert series we do in St. Louis to match music with art, won the Music Teachers National Association National Award for the Best Composer in America this year. So stand up there. So our goal is to find and grow composers, have great musicians play their musics, have concerts and audiences. So if you can't play, we still need you. And if you can play, we do. And it's not going to happen without the composers. And the last thing is there have been 2 people who have made this program, actually 3, actually work, because I'm not a composer. And that's Dr. Tom McKinney and Dr. Stefan Freund, who've been the artistic directors and the vision behind this. And so I'd like to thank them very much, because without that, this would never have happened. And a small aside, Billy Lackey is the one who actually does the real work. Okay. So let's have some fun. Benno, what's the name? I forget the name of this piece. Forest Park Rhapsody. And Oh, okay, come on up, Benno. Come up and say something. Oh, Julie was going to say, well, he's got to come up and talk about
Okay,
it.
good.
Come on. We're doing composition. Come on. We found him in the K-12.
Yeah, that's right. So I can tell you guys my story a little bit. As you can see, I'm the son of a lawyer and an English teacher, so I'm never going to turn down an opportunity to speak to you guys. So, hello. So my name's Ben Giovanni. I'm a composition major here. Very fortunate to be a Sinkfield scholar, which is a real honor. And again, I just want to thank Dr. and Mr. Rex Sinkfield for all their support. It's really remarkable, and there's nothing like this happening anywhere else in the country. I am actually a jazz pianist as well, and that's kind of where I started out. And I first heard about Mizzou from a poster at my high school for the Creating Original Music project. And at that time, I was playing piano and composing kind of more as a hobby. I thought I was going to be a history major, but my music teacher at the time encouraged me to apply to the contest, and so I wrote a little jazz tune for piano, bass, and drums, and humbly submitted it and wound up winning. And I got to come to Mizzou and perform my piece, which was really incredible. I'd never really gotten the opportunity to do that before. And so it completely changed my view of what music could do for me and what I could do in music. And that's obviously all thanks to the support of the Sinkfields and Mizzou. So now you fast forward, and I wrote this piece, as Jeanne said, for Forest Park Forever Foundation event. And I can tell you guys a couple things about the piece in terms of what to listen for. So what happened was they commissioned 4 composers from the school. I was one of them to kind of take a theme from the park and talk about it. And my theme was the history of the park. So there are 4 kind of sections. And the first one is the park as it is before humans find it, which is kind of beautiful and pristine and untouched. That proceeds into a section where it's cultivated by humans, specifically dealing with the World's Fair in 1904. Unfortunately, something I found out, which I didn't know, was that the park had deteriorated significantly in the 70s and the 80s, so that's kind of the third section of the piece, which you'll hear is a lot more dissonant. And then the fourth section is talking about the efforts of the Forest Park Forever Foundation to kind of restore the park. And the thing that separates those sections is what I call, as the musicians know, the time travel motive, which is a 5/8 figure, which I think you guys will probably catch on pretty quickly. So I think that'll kind of help give some context to the piece. And I think just enjoy it, and I think it's important that we're all really grateful for the opportunity that we have here at Mizzou. And yes, we've made a lot of great advances, but we can always keep pushing. And based on the incredible amount of things this school has accomplished and this program has accomplished, I think it's important for all of us to remember that we take the gift that the Sinkfields have given us here and really run with it. So I would encourage all of you, if you're musicians, to keep practicing, composers, keep writing. And if you're just a patron, keep coming and supporting, because it's a real blessing that we have this gift here, and we need to make the most of it. So thank you.
Let me just add a couple more things about this piece while they get ready. Today's performance will be replicated in San Antonio for the MTNA National Conference, where Ben will then receive his award. I also want to point out that kudos should definitely go out to Ben's primary composition teacher, who you've already heard about, Dr. Tom McKinney. Tom retired last year, but has been helping us out, continuing to teach some composition lessons. But having a national award-winning composer as a student is not new to Tom. And this is what I'd like to point out. This is Dr. McKinney's 6th national award winner in this composition. So it really speaks to our program. We are very proud of them both, and we hope you enjoy Forest Park Rhapsody.
So we are going to take some time for questions afterwards, but I think this is, we were so glad to be able to combine the announcement with actually showing you and demonstrating for you this incredible sound, and that's what Jeanne does. She makes it happen. And I want to close by thanking Jeanne and Rex, not only because these two gentlemen to my right and I have gotten a lot of interesting email from alumni and others over the past few months, but to have some good news in the midst of some challenging times is particularly appreciative. And I will say that with this gift, the Sinquefields have now given almost $15 million to support composition at the University of Missouri. Please join me in thanking Jeanne and Rex one more time for that incredible support. Thank you all very much.
One last little plug. If you guys really like new music and you'd like to hear some new stuff, the composers over here would love to have commissions.
I'm not part of the program, so this is totally unauthorized and probably illegal. But I want to thank especially my daughter, Katie, and I know Randy can't be here, but his wife, Laura, is there. I think it's wonderfully courageous and self-immolating for you to be here as you watch us give away your inheritance.